What is good, guys? Welcome back to Water Dragon Blue Lock. We've done top 5 midfielders, we've done top 5 strikers, and today we're going to be doing the top 5 wingers from the Blue Lock project. And for clarification, this is only the original 300 ego chose to participate in the Blue Lock project. Also, before we get into the video, make sure to join my Discord server, link in the description. We're nearing 50 members and I talk in there a lot. I also ask for video ideas, so if you want to be part of a video or make a video idea, make sure to go into the Discord server and post your thoughts in Water Dragon Blue Lock. Anyway, back to the video. At number 5, I'm going to go with Corona Ronce. This is a close one between Corona and Otoya, but I don't really like Otoya since he was introduced as a top 6 and he's one of my least favorite characters, so overall I had to go with Corona here. Corona, before pre-Manshine, he was an 80. He has an S in speed. He has an A in dribble, A in pass, but then B for everything else. His stats has obviously improved since then, but he has really high speed. His speed is about the same as Michael Kaiser. It's obviously not like Chigiri level, but it is solid to force to be reckoned with. He's also part of a top 5 duo in Blue Lock, which is the Planet Hotline with our main character Isagi, and as Isagi said, he's a great passing option at a perfect distance, and he allows him to look ahead and see the entire field. People could say he's more of a midfielder, but I feel like because of his speed and agility, it would be better to utilize him as either a winger or a wing back. He's also gave an assist to Isagi for the lefty shot, and he supports Isagi a lot in Bastard Munch. At number 4, I'm going to go with one of the most underrated characters in Blue Lock, in Zantetsu. I might make a top 5 underrated characters in Blue Lock, and Zantetsu is definitely going on there. I don't think everyone remembers how much of a beast this guy was in the first selection. So as we know, the superstar trio of the first selection was Nagi, Reo, and Zantetsu. And in the first selection, Zantetsu was arguably a lot better than Reo. He was the 3rd best player in the first selection. In my opinion, the order would probably be Nagi, Baro, interchangeable, and then Zantetsu at 3. This is from Blue Lock episode Nagi, but everyone knows Zantetsu is stupid, so he just ran a lot because he couldn't understand trains, and then he realized he was super fast, and then Nagi and Reo helped him use his abilities. He was a force to be reckoned with in the Team V versus Team Z game, scoring a few goals, and he was even faster than Chigiri at this point. We all know he has the fastest acceleration in Blue Lock, even though he might not be the fastest overall like Chigiri, who's obviously a little bit higher on this list, but he is definitely a very good player and scored a few goals in Team Z. He actually scored a very decisive and important goal, which made it 3-0, which was a very important score, especially for one of the characters later on this list. At number 3, I'm going to go with no vision, Yukimiya Kenyu. Jokes aside, he's a very solid player. We were introduced to him as the number 5 in the 3rd selection, which means he was on par with... He was close to players like Rin and Nagi, which is saying something. If you didn't know already, the order was Rin, Shido, Karasu, Otoya, the fraud that no one likes, Yukimiya, and then Nagi. Everyone else is good except for Nagi. Everyone else was... not Nagi, Otoya. I never said that. Anyway. He played a vital role in the U20 game. He was a starter. He was a starter for the entire game, which is pretty impressive. He was a starting attacker for the entire game. He also made a good attack in it. He also made 2 or 3 good attacks before getting blocked. But in the Manshine game is when he actually popped off. He got past 6 defenders, but then Chris blocked him, and then Isagi just went up to him and said this cold ass line where he just went, "Just watch, soon you and your precious fantasy will sink straight to hell." That was quite high on my top 10 most disrespectful Isagi moments. If you haven't watched that video, you really need to. It was a banger. Anyway, then Isagi assisted him, and he was like, "I won't hand this over, this ego, not even to God himself." Actually scored a winning goal in what has been the most exciting game in the NEL. Much better than Barca and better than Ubers, even though Ubers is amazing. So he does have good shooting ability. At number 2, we got to go with the princess, the Red Panther, Chigiri. We were introduced to Chigiri in the first selection. At the beginning, he seemed like an irrelevant character since he wouldn't even say his weapon. But in the end of the Team W game, he finally broke his chain and said, "It's me who's the best striker in the world," and got past their entire team and scored a game-tying goal, which kept them alive. One thing that's really stupid is the Wanima brothers knew about his speed, but they just completely ignored them. They're actually just special, bro. Anyway, in the second, he's played a vital role throughout the entire series. In the second selection, he scored 2 goals in the 3v3 versus Nagi, Baro, and Isagi, and he was also a vital component since he was chosen over both Kunigami and Reo. Kunigami was number 5 in the strikers list, and Reo was number 2 in the midfielders list. And then he found a way to get past Nagi with just kicking the ball up and not a no-break dribble. But he didn't do that much in the U20 game, but in the Manshine game, he started off the scoring with a banger. The Red Panther bears his fangs. He also found his golden formula, the 44-degree shot, and scored the first goal of the game, casually telling everyone, "Your evolution's slow, Blue Lockers." But then, at number 1, you all know it was coming. The best winger in Blue Lock is without a doubt Bachira Meguru, the best pure winger in Blue Lock. Bachira is the definition of a winger. As we know, Bachira and Isagi were best friends, and he was one of the most important players in Blue Lock from the very start. He made Isagi take Kira out, and then when Isagi asked him why, bro just comes up to him and says, "There's a monster inside me." And I don't know about you, but if a kid randomly comes up to me and says that he has a monster while playing soccer, I would be pretty confused. But in the Team V game is where he actually popped off. In my opinion, he was the MVP for this game. As stated earlier, Zantetsu scored and made it 3-0, and everyone basically thought the game was over. Everyone except for one man. Bachira. Great. Real great. Finally, something fun to do. Bro's losing 3-0 in a winner-go-home game, and he's like, finally something fun to do. And then he states, "The monster inside me says that those who are driven into a corner are the ones with nothing to lose, so the thrill of the situation can take over." Scores an absolute banger, going past 3 of the best players we had seen in Blue Lock so far, and dribbling past an entire team all by himself. Everyone was like, "That's amazing, Bachira. You got a point all by yourself." Later on in the second selection, he also played a pivotal role. He was in Isagi's starting team and got chosen to go with the top 3, Rin, Ryu, and Tokimitsu. They're in a 1v1. Then in the middle, he just casually went past all of them just to go for Rin and Isagi. He went past Baro, Nagi, and Chigiri, who are 3 of the best players, and said, "Move, you nobodies." Saying nobody to calling Nagi and Baro nobodies is quite disrespectful, to say the least. In the U20 game, he was mostly quiet for 80 minutes, but then when Isagi, he just randomly popped up with Isagi and said, "Out of my way, egoist," and then started becoming Himothy. He monster trans past Aiku and would have scored the winning goal if the simp Sendo didn't come up and make a fantastic clear. But in the NEL, he's been popping off. Lavinho, who's by far the worst master, who's basically done nothing for any of his players, but he did help Bachir a lot because Bachir asked him what to make him the world's best. He said, "Evolve the monster to its next stage." Boy, was it very exciting to see Bachir play. First up, his dribbling had improved so much, as Isagi was stating while he was on the bench, and especially since Isagi was on the bench, we could completely survey Bachir's dribbling. He also copied Lavinho's Ginga and mixed it up with his monster to make the Ginga X monster dribbling. Lavinho just dance Blondie. And then he creates a chemical reaction with his teammates and makes a B shot to make the very first goal in what is so far the longest and basically the most exciting arc. And then just casually poses like this. And after the Bastard Manshine a game. Bachira has the third highest value, only behind Nagi and Baro with a value of 66 million. He has a higher offer than Isagi currently, so he is a force to be reckoned with in the NEL. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join the Discord server, link in the description. We're nearing 50 members. I use Video Ideas. It's very active. I'm always active in there. I'm first place in server, so if you want to talk to me or talk with other people about Blue Lock, make sure to join the Discord server, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Love y'all.